This year has been one of many memorable moments, fresh experiences, new places that we fished, hardships overcome during our expeditions, the use of the new boat and many big fish. In this video, Frans and I will break down our best performing lures for 2024 for both casting, trolling and pelagic fishing. As always, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below. Enjoy the video, guys. That's a big one.
No, dude! Ezoks.
Oh, nee!
What?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh!
17 and a half.
The big one, man.
No way.
Yo, this is good. Yo.
This is insane, man.
The legend is gone.
Wow.
The last of the stash. Thank you, Thomas. Right, let's start off trolling, and there's a newcomer on this list. The Maximus has always been a big favorite of mine, but I think there's a well, this year I fished a lot with the Titan. This is the Titan. It is the big brother of the Doombell and the little brother of the Maximus. As you can see, the Maximus has been beaten up, but I found myself using the Titan a lot more this season. And this is a fast sinking one, and in Sweden but also in the Netherlands it produced a lot of good fish. Has a nice rolling action, and I can easily fish this one at like 3.5 meters of depth. You can see that I've soldered the tail quite often. You can also cast this one, so it makes it a bit more versatile in that regard. A really cool bait to fish above the grass as well. If you use a shallower version, that's a lot easier, or you just put the leader very close to the clip of the paravan, and they totally inhale this one. So this rear treble, sometimes it's a little bit too much, but yeah, for the picky pike that we have in the Netherlands, this can be an absolute must. But in Sweden they swallowed it completely sometimes, and it's a good bait for all year round actually, because you can use it with very slow speeds, but you can use it in summer as well. You kick up the speed towards 3.5 kilometers.
Sean and I have been fishing the Doombell and the Maximus for quite some time. The Maximus is really good for trolling, but sometimes you get a little bit frustrated because of fish falling off, because it's so big and wide. And the Doombell is nice for casting, but it's pretty small to our taste. And this one is the perfect in-between size. This puppy started its life in spring 2024 and has already seen a lot of pike, including a 122. Some nice bumps in it. It is okay for casting. I like other lures more, but for trolling, I think this is a killer.
What do we have over here?
This one you guys have probably already seen in some photos and in the expedition video as well. The 30 centimeter shallow running trout. This one, the white one, we call Gerald of Rivia. Deserves a mention on its own, but I've only fished it in Sweden, but it has been so super productive in Sweden and delivered my biggest fish in Sweden this year. It's just, yeah, it's perfect the way it is. It has a nice action, whether you're going fast or slow. I've rigged this one with a Pikecraft release rig with a little quick pin here. Super easy, nothing special. And we have been fishing with the 40 centimeter a lot and underestimated the power of this one. It's been really productive.
And talking about a versatile all-round lure is the new batch of the that's a hook in my hand. Nice. The new batch of the 32 centimeter roaches. This is the new Hugo color that's coming up, and this has been one of my favorites. And as you can see, it can tell a couple stories. This is the rod, or the new version of the rod, and we have a couple new colors, I think 5. The black and orange one is probably one of Francis' favorites. We got the blue silver one, and we got a new version of the horny brim with a nice golden touch over it. These 32 centimeter roaches have produced many big fish. I think this year, in my boat alone, I think 6 fish over 1.20 m came on these 32s, so they're super productive. And yes, they're being copied out there by a brand I won't go into detail, but it's a huge compliment. If they copy you like that, then
There she is.
it's a nice statement that the thing that we have is working really well. Besides all the big fish that we already caught on it, but I got a feeling that the 32 centimeter roach in a different color than this one is high on Francis' list as well.
In this color. Nice.
Probably from Iris, I guess.
So many big fish. I started the season off with one that was brand spanking new. I've always liked the orange goldfish color. Even when I was like 12 years old, I was fishing the Apollo jointed.
Ooh, classic.
In orange color. And this one, well, we have even cursed on it because it is so stupid that this stupid single 32 centimeter roach delivers every time.
This is one of our favorites during this time of year, Viper 40. It is, I think, one of the best slow trolling baits out there. Big paddle tail that rocks at slow speeds. Without any weight, you can get it like 2.5–3 meters easily. But we like to weigh them down just a little bit to get them deeper, closer to the boat. And also when you fish with a live transducer facing backwards, you can easily gain that depth that you desire to keep it in the cone of the transducer, not having to, you know, put it like 40 meters out, but then you can do like 15 or 20 meters out. Get it relatively close to the boat and sail scout with your live transducer. It's a fun game. You can see the fish coming up and following, and it's frustrating sometimes as well. You do see a lot of fish following and coming up, and they're not always willing to take. But the Viper 40 year-round works well. We caught well with it in Sweden too, trolling during the colder months, but also during the warmer months of the year. And especially now we're in December, the coming months is definitely Viper 40 season. One bait that has been very productive for me is this sucker crosstail. It moves a lot of water. It has a stump nose, so it's not really aqua dynamic. Casting it, well, I tried it in Sweden, but you really need a musky type of rod to pull these puppies through the water, and then still it's far from comfortable. The weight underneath is something that you can change and swap around, so just remove the split ring and the hook, get the weight off, and then it runs much shallower than it runs now. But I can easily get it to 6, 7, 8 meters of depth, and well, it's a curly tail. Potential strike. Yeah. It's a zeearend, pretty uncommon in the Netherlands. I was mentioning the sucker crosstail. It moves a lot of water, stump nose and triple tail in the back. I think this is still a prototype. Ones in production have a rattle in the tail as well for extra noise in the water. It's originally a musky bait. Comes in 2 different sizes, as you can see. The black and the orange one is probably something that Frans will like a lot. Frans really likes his black rubber baits. But yeah, you can. This is fairly easy to cast, but the big one is a bit of a heavy fucker to pull through the water. Downside of this.
All right, the French chick says it all.
The fuck?
You're a sud.
Huh?
Alright, we got interrupted again. Downside of having a fixed system like this where the hooks are attached to the bait. I mean, back in the day it was normal in fishing with bulldogs. I think we got spoiled with all the fancy Savage line through rigs. The pikes start chewing on the lap body inside, and this one has been salted quite a lot because they start chewing on it in a literal sense of the word. I hope they will come to Europe in 2025, but so far it's only a musky bait. But they told me they will start producing it for Europe as well, so fingers crossed on that.
I joined Sean in spring in Sweden, and I had some favorites there as well for casting. One of them is the Channel Tail from Revolution Tackle, especially in the Legend color. How I like to fish this thing, well, really simple. Throw it towards the rocks and rip it over the rocks, and then next to the rocks when the deeper part starts, let it wiggle down. And most of the time when you let it wiggle down like that, the pike, grab it. They come from between the cracks of the rocks. Really, really love that game. Some of the smaller chennas that are used in Sweden, well, they don't look as nice as this one.
Alright. Fucking game again. I'm gonna divide it into two categories, soft baits and well, three categories actually: soft baits, jerk baits, and swim baits. The definition of swim bait, especially across the US, is a bit vague, so to speak, because some people call this a swim bait. Because you can fish this one as a swim bait as well. This is the Harakiri Super Swimmer, and as you can see, it has taken quite the beating. And year round we have been catching a lot of good fish on this particular yellow one with yellow BKKs to match the color of the bait. So many nice meter plus pike on this stupid little, easy to fish, loud and obnoxious jerk bait. I always try to explain this. You can fish this one fast while fishing it slow. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it moves on its axis like this, creates a lot of noise and vibration and movement in the water, but at the same time the speed of the bait is relatively slow because it stays at its position and it's really nice and suspending, even with these 1.0 BKKs underneath it, and they completely inhale it. And year round we have been catching good fish on this, and this is probably gonna be one of our favorites again coming spring. Not the biggest bait in the collection. I think this is the smallest thing that I've put on my whole pike tackle this year. Yeah, I think it's the smallest stuff, except for some of the perch stuff where the occasional pike comes along as well.
Oh! If you want to see additional content from us and support the channel, consider becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to exclusive content and regular catch reports where I give insights on what worked for us the weeks prior. You will also get access to our WhatsApp community, where our channel members can ask us questions about tactics, trolling gear, rods, reels, electronics, but also just have a casual chat with us. And in March 2025 we will host an exclusive member day where channel members can meet up with us and fish with us a full day out on the lake in the Netherlands. Last but not least, we have discount on several brands for our channel members, including Rebel Cell, Lucky Lures, ASOX Inc., Revolution Tackle and Leech. More info down below.
And casting soft baits, I had 3 good soft baits this season. Especially in Sweden, we caught really well on the 27.5 centimeter version of the whitefish set. This is the Hugo color, but I've caught them on the red tiger, caught them on the spotted bullhead one, the golden black one, on so many different colors. We wrecked so many of them. Slow retrieve above deep water or fish them erratic, you know, pulsating, let it drop down, and on the drop it swims and flanks nicely as well. This one, combined with the herring shed 28 centimeter version, which we got a little bit later during spring season, has produced a lot of good fish as well. And the Scout Shed XL, the 27 centimeter version of the Scout Shed. I remember a day in Sweden where Franz was kicking my ass with the 27 centimeter Scout Shed on the Coward.
Yeah, the Coward.
The Coward. I don't think I have them with me now at the moment. The only Scout Shed XL I have is at the Max combo that we are trolling with at the moment. And this is the only whitefish shed that I could find because we're in full trolling mode at the moment. For soft baits, those are my 3 main go-to paddle tails. And then of course I have a classic somewhere in here. I'm not sitting on it, right? Here it is. Who would have thought? The 40 centimeter eel, equipped with a 30 gram jig head, and then I really like these ready to go BKK stingers. This is a 3.0 BB stinger, but I removed the shallow screw and I attached it to the 30 gram jig head. And this is a bait that I like to rip, drop, rip again and drop it down, and then you can fish different water layers. And even with a 30 gram I fish it on top of the stones, really shallow, or sometimes at a really slow retrieve above 8, 9, 10 meters of water. This has been a classic for us for so many years now, and Savage is finally launching the new colors, which we've done in a previous video before. A couple of really new, exciting, cool, glittery colors out there, and also a eel pouch color, which is really nice for Werner next spring. Strangely enough, this doesn't feel like 40 centimeter. If you stretch it like this, yeah, it's 40 centimeter, but when it just pulse it like this, yeah, it looks like a tiny bait. Finally, casting with swim baits. There are two big swim baits that I like to use for casting. Above the grass, I like to use the pulse tail, the 25 centimeter. The cool thing about this orange one is that the rubber is a little stiffer, and then when you rip it through the water, you pulse it, the tail creates a lot of vibration, but at the same time, because the rubber is so stiff, the body starts bouncing back and forth as well. You can see that nose going left and right, just a little bit. Pulse tail has been delivering for us, but I know that a lot of people are not really fond of the pulse tail because it doesn't move as sexy as a roach, for instance, which has that S-like motion through the water. But the pulse tail has a different kind of vibration in the water, and what I like about the pulse tail is that you can let it hang in the upper water column and make it, if you counter the sink rate with your rod tip a little, you can make it suspending as well, and that's usually where we get the takes. When we rip it, create a lot of noise in the water and let it hang still, and then it just slowly goes down like this. That's usually when the takes come. A completely different presentation compared to one of the other baits that we like to cast, and that is the 32 centimeter roach. Again, for casting, this has been a beast as well, especially with the 600 gram SG6, and there's a SG8 coming up. That is a little heavier than this one too. Casting above the grass with the shallow version, and casting on deep water with the moderate sink version, and this has been a beast. Especially the new shallow ones go a lot more shallow than the original shallow versions of the roach. That made it a lot easier to fish above the grass, and some days it was just a slow presentation, not doing anything, and sometimes you need to pause it, and then the slower sink rate helps out a lot to fish above the grass. This one has been great for trolling, and it has been great for casting too, so I think this is the MVP of 2024. And for vertical fishing, there's actually just one bait that I always use. Frans mixes it up a little bit, but for me it's, well, this one tells it all. The good old monster slug, and I like to use the, well, Frans came up with that name, the legend color. This one is one of many that has been completely beaten up, soldered back together, and the outer layer is just disattached from the entire body. The 25 centimeter we used to cut a piece of the head off, but now we started fishing with the 25 centimeter intact and started catching good fish on it as well. I've caught well on the new version, the white one with the green tail as well, but somehow this pearl color, the white with the silvery flakes, seems to do the trick for me. I'm just feeling super confident when I fish with this one. Sometimes the fire tiger worked well too, and we did some of the natural colors too, but this one sticks out for me. This is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I really love the dag shed from Revolution Tackle as well. The smallest size, I believe it's 14, 16 centimeters. And one size up, but unfortunately, I can show you guys only this baby.
What the fuck is that, dude?
Yeah, it's the biggest dag shed, and I like the fine details, like fins like this and this beautiful Sauron eye.
This was our top selection of lures for 2024. See you in the next one, which will probably be in 2025. Thanks for the support, guys, and I wish you all the best and, well, a lot of fun with the coming holidays. See ya!